Yes, good to know that you are still there. We already have our guests in the studio. Yes, since the celebration of the first year in office of Governor Monday Okpebholo, which was marked on the 12th of this month, Midweek Connect program on NTA Benin Network Center has been looking at the angles of governance of Governor Okpebholo, from his scorecards in the areas of infrastructure, education, transportation, and significantly on security, where the governor has recorded giant strides. Since Wednesday, the 12th of this month, and subsequent editions, callers have not exhausted their opinions and advices for the Okpebholo-led administration. And today again, the program is still looking at the scorecard of the governor this 1 year in office, and of course the way forward. And like I said, we already have guests in the studio. Let me start from my far right, because he was here last Wednesday with us. Very, very in fact, he's a key player in what we are discussing this morning. He's the person of Honorable Derrick Nwago. He's the 2023 candidate of Ego State constituency election, and also the executive director to former governor and Senator Adams Oshomole. You're
Thank
welcome.
you for having me.
Mr. Derrick,
Very good morning to you viewers.
I hope I got your name correctly today.
I give you 75% today.
Oh, hey, thank God.
You previously got 45.
45, and I was not happy. I said today I must beat you in the game. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And beside me is Honorable Ojiafo in Ahoro. Is economic and natural resources development expert. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Honorable is not a new person here. He has been coming for one discussion topic or the other. We really welcome you this morning. Both of you are really looking very, very beautiful this morning on your immaculate white.
Thank you.
Welcome. Honorable Derrick, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So this shows unity and progress this morning. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So let's begin immediately. You know, last week we discussed some of the giant strides of the governor, where the callers, the guests in the studio try to give their opinions and suggestions, and where they are beaming their light, they feel the governor can do better. Let me start with Honorable Inahoro. So where do you think the governor has done well, and probably where you want him to look into this 1 year?
Okay, first I think the governor have done well for actions. We have taken more of his own action through the vision that he must have put ahead of coming to office. He have a plan. He also have a vision to say, okay, I want to do this. So what I've seen so far for the 1 year is just governor action. So he is taking action. But I think we need to see for this other year. Let's assume that the first 1 year was just for learning and preparation and trying to make things, put things in place, because it's a new terrain for some of them, and they are coming in not that they went for a special school on governance and all that. So let's assume that the governance system was just a new terrain for them. But I want to see more, not only on governor action. I want to see collaborative actions. I want to see visions. I want to see implementations, all right, coming out from different sectors, all right, different ministries coming together, because the governor action so far reflect on what you want to do on infrastructure. You can see he's doing big. That is so personal vision. It's so personal, not the state plan, not a state master plan, not a collaborative vision. It's just his own vision to say, I want to have a legacy project by doing bridge, all right. So there's no assessment towards that to say, okay, is this something actually what need to be done right now, or is this something that need to pass through some review, putting some think tank together to review some of those actions. But so far he have done well on his own personal actions, because he's the one that have been acting more more active on taking some action. So for what I want to see now, or what a lot of people, the economists and a lot of strategic people want to see, is not the action of the governor only. We want to see collaborative actions coming out from different ministries. That means we want to see sectorial actions and improvement and implementation process happening from the governor, spreading it. That fire that is burning in him to do a lot of this action is taking, let him go straight to domesticate it to different sectors, so that those people heading those ministries can now begin to run faster with them. All right. So that review is on his own personal action plan. So I want to see again. I want to actually see a master plan. All right. I want to actually see a plan, or a kind of a template where he can put it before everybody working with him. Now that they have a complete house, so let those people now go and begin to work with them, and let's see a teamwork between the governor and every other sector. But so far, if we want to do rating so far, we can't actually do more good rating now, because it's too early to start doing rating. But I must also say, in economic indices, the rating is not actually making good sense, because it's not actually coming out in a comprehensive, we not have a comprehensive development plan. All right. So for economy to drive, as an economist, I can tell you we need a comprehensive economic plan, right, that will demonstrate capacity, demonstrate intellectual, demonstrate readiness, demonstrate external support, that will demonstrate, that will add value, that will bring economic value, that will now analyze each sectors to say, okay, this is what the improvement will be, this is what we want to achieve by so time, this is what we want to achieve by so time, and everybody will go along with it. So, so far I can just say on his own plan, he's doing well, implementing what he actually wants to do by himself. But now it's not just him alone, it's now a lot of people working with him. Remember, those people also have some knowledge, they also have some things to do. Let's see how you can work with them as a team.
Okay, so Honorable Derrick, I'll still come back to you, Honorable Nahoro. Honorable Derrick, I think one thing I picked here from that is very significant is looking at, because many people are commending the governor on the areas of insecurity and infrastructure, using this flyover at the Ramat Park and the one at Adesua. But now Honorable Nahoro is now talking about need assessment, if I'm correct. Yeah, need assessment. In a development, when you work a community development, when you want to affect a community or a citizen, you have to take a need assessment to actually know what they want. But he's not talking about that, his own rating, that is just state actions that the governor is just doing his own and not really bringing people, convergence of experts, key players to now, take the state forward on the areas that people really want, that he has not really done need assessment. How do you say it? What's your reactions on that?
It's a situation where moral aesthetics comes into play, because it's unexpected, by a lot of pundits, that someone like Okpeolo would be able to do a lot of things, but they fail to realize that this is someone who have made a lot of gains, in the commerce sector. He has been a multi-billionaire even before becoming a governor. He has been able to do so much, but some people have their doubts, and I understand, because someone who wears long sleeve and wears face cap, if you are looking at the moral aesthetics, you will want to prefer somebody who is wearing suit and tie. It will not be expected that this one wearing a long sleeve will be able to do so much. I'll tell you what, if this government succeed, the next 100 years they will be saying Okpeolo did well. They won't be speaking about his commissioner. Yeah, it is good for everybody to work together, and I can assure you, no government succeeds without working with the in-house people. He may not be privy, that is Honorable Nahoro, may not be privy to the mission and vision statement and policy document, ideology that this government is working on. But I can assure you, there are a lot of documentation to that effect. Compared to the previous administration of MOUs and consultants that would take 1 billion naira to design a document of like 5 pages. You know, this government is practicalizing governance for the favor of the people. Recently, just yesterday, he released 3 billion out of 4.6 billion that was being owed to those colleges of education staff that were dismissed by Obaseki. They were owed 4.6 billion. They were not paid their gratuity, they were not paid their salary arrears, and Obaseki dismissed them because he does not have empathy. He failed to realize that these people have families. And Okpebholo, without making noise, released part of the amount to settle these people. You know, the judges that were supposed to be sworn in, Obaseki just look at them and say, I don't like their faces. You know, because if he doesn't like their faces, he refused to swear them in, even though the judicial council had nominated these people. You know, Okpebholo now decided to swear these people in. Obaseki, do you know Obaseki was casualizing judges? People who would not have judicial experience, he will hire them for 1 year in the customary court, and later he dissolved the customary court. Okpebholo came and normalized this process. Obaseki casualized teachers, paid them between 5,000 and 30,000 monthly. Okpebholo came in and regularized their employment. They are now full civil servants with all the benefits agreeable to civil servants. 5,000 of them, they want to also absorb another 2,000. We can go on and on. Look at the communities. A lot of projects are going on in various communities. In my father's village, for example, Irigo, I was surprised to have met a transformer and the overhead electricity connection right from Benin City to that village. Okpebholo have effectively partnered with the CSDP, which Obaseki failed to do in the past, so that community projects can be going on like no man's business. Currently in the education sector, we have mentioned it before, how he has renovated 63 schools. In the health sector, how he has renovated and upgraded 60 primary health centers. You know, we can go on. In the area of security that you even mentioned, you and I know we are talking about policy. The fake and defective courtesy law that Obaseki signed into law, it was repealed and reenacted to carry more weight. The defective anti-kidnapping law that Obaseki was using, he repealed and reenacted it. And today, the area of security challenges that we have, kidnapping, armed robbery and banditry, you know, and even court killings, we have been able to abate court killing. That is no longer a problem. People cannot come from diaspora and relax freely as they want. You cannot, you know, the net life is now bustling, you know. Then the area of armed robbery, seriously, it has been checkmate. The state security corps that Obaseki was using to win-hunt political opponents. He was using it now.
Can you just highlight?
Check this out. You will recall that during campaign, when Okpebholo was coming from Abuja, Obaseki sent talks wearing the uniform of those security corps to Wele Okpebholo and his police. And in the process, the policeman of Okpebholo was killed. I don't know if you remember. And I'm surprised that Okpebholo has not visited that issue. You know, a man that killed your policeman equally killed you on that day. That issue should be visited so that Obaseki can come and answer. You know, to the people, to the justice system. You know, a lot of things. This is somebody who, okay, for example, do you know Obaseki destroyed the state library? He destroyed it and built the provision store.
You will still come by.
Provision store. You know, removing food from the mouth of Mama Osakpolo, who have a mini provision store. Mama Chikodu have a mini provision store. Now you are bringing foreigners to now be middleman, retailing product that we are producing here. You know, a lot of so these are issues that this one is trying to repair. And remember, we are talking of 1 year. 1 year of Obaseki. Go and look at the record. It was still writing MOU. There was nothing on ground. Okay. Today we are seeing roads, we are seeing school innovation, we are seeing flyovers, we are seeing you know, MSME, small micro business owners receive 1 billion. You know, we are seeing tractors being distributed. Yes, you know, and so on and so forth. Market women are receiving loans. You know, and when the people complain about this people that are collecting revenue, what did he do? Because he had the feeling of the people, he dissolved that body, maybe with a view to reconstituting it so that they'll be more effective. So these are the issues.
Thank you, Honorable Enahoro. Thank you so much, Honorable Derrick. Honorable Enahoro.
Okay, I think
there's one area where people like callers last 2 weeks on the 12th were here, then the last Wednesday, today again. You know, some people were raising the issue of the Governor Okpebholo being distracted, you know, by trying to highlight some of the things Obaseki, you know, that he should concentrate fully on governance and not trying to like being distracted, you know. So what do you have to say concerning that?
For me, if you watch, if you listen to me carefully, I said the 1 year in office is not enough to pass judgment. We see it on an economic view, not political. We see it as a year of him trying to adjust, and I told you very well that he have taken some actions on his own, all right, which is part of his vision and what he wants to do. Okay, I want to make things clear to Edo people, especially to my brother who is here. All right, we should stop talking about politics, and stop talking about opposition. Is this not time? We are not in that camp. We are not campaigning. We are not doing another election tomorrow. Okay, now I actually hate when instead of us talking about the economic importance and how the governor can improve, how the governor can make more impact, what can we do to support the governor, what the governor need to do extra. He's not a spiritual person, he's not a ghost. There are some things he need to know, there are some knowledge he need to get from every other people that is putting around him. All right, there's a selective mechanism he need to put in place to get the right hands that will work with him. Let's talk about what he will do more and what he need to do, what he have done. All right,
so can you highlight some of the areas you want?
One thing I don't like about coming to talk about economy, because I'm an economist, so one thing I don't really have to talk about is we should stop talking about opposition. We should stop talking about politics.
That's one of the issues that people raise.
Yes, we should just stop it. We should just. Do you understand what I'm saying now? See, politicians are not. They are not operationals in nature. All right, they are like marketers. What you want them to do for you is to help you market a candidate, prepare that candidate, put it forward, sell it to people. After that, you find a way to give them some support, because they spend their time, they spend their money, some of them risk their life. All right, you need to compensate them. We know, but don't compensate them with some critical positions. Don't put them in some critical sector that need high level of knowledge and intellectual. Do you understand? You don't put politicians in some critical area that they will start still campaigning there. Do you understand? It's not for you to add value to the government. You are still campaigning. You just not try to campaign for Okpebholo. Okpebholo is a governor. He's the governor of Edo State now. This is the time to bring people that will support him. People that will tell him, oh, sir, why can't you do like this? Why can't we do like this? We need people that will support him to do more. Not people that will start campaigning for him. What I can see for this 1 year is Okpebholo taking his action as a person. Then every other person campaigning, criticizing, attacking for other political party, talking about, listen, it's like, how would I put it now? It's like you have egg in your hand, right? And the thing fell. You are not saying, I wish I know I could have put it here. Why did you not put it there? No. Where is the way out? Now this is the government you are now. Do something different. I have a policy. The best way to criticize anybody, me, is to do something very well. I will use example to correct the person's mistake. All right, Obaseki have done it, so it's gone. Do you understand? Don't put your 1 year or your 2 years to be talking about Obaseki. You said, okay, he's not doing this one well, he didn't do this one well, this one was wrong, then correct it, which I think he actually needs right now. Do you understand? Everybody around him are campaigning, everybody around him are criticizing. You can't wake up any morning without, I want to add this value to you. I want to add this value to you. This is what I want us to do. That is what happened in well-informed and comprehensive economy, where everybody come together to say, as it is now, we all have to come together to support the governor to do well. Because we are interested in the state. It's not
what area specifically do you, as an economist, do you want the governor to look at?
okay.
You know, to
now look at it. Let's look at the area of industrialization.
Okay.
Now, you can't actually do well as a state, as a government, by setting up your own industry. You can create an enabling environment for people to come in. You can create an enabling environment and be maybe an equity investor. But what we want to do is to see how we can design a plan, how we can create more jobs. All right. Now let's look at the infrastructure. There are so many counterpart funding, all right, supporting infrastructure development across the world. All right. I just came back some few days ago, all right, from Asia, and I'm telling you now, there are a lot of access funds that the state government can take advantage of, all right, to do more of infrastructure, to support him, to complement what he is doing. Let's look at into those DFIs and see what we can bring in for the state. But we need some external funding, because the budget of the state and the internal revenue will not be enough for the governor to actually develop the state. The governor need to get some development partners, need to get some DFIs that will bring in some external funds to support him. Let's begin to look at that. I'm not saying that for this 1 year.
Okay.
Because every government that need to function must not rely only on his own funding. You must get some counterpart funding. They are there. You need to do some documentation to assess them. We need to start looking into that. I'm so happy with one of the special advisor on investment. All right, Kizito. The guy is very good, but I just wish he can give him more room for the guy to actually do more and bring in and expand and bring some. I just want him to release some power and some freedom from some of these people that you have appointed to actually go extra mile to bring in. Now let's look up into the area of natural resources development. There was a master plan that was given to say by this time Edo State should be having their own infrastructural sector to support the infrastructure program that the state government want to put in place. That was the vision, all right, with design. Now the vision is that, okay, if we are going to the raw material for any bridge in the world, the tallest building in the world, we have 98% of those raw material in Edo State. We have limestone. What do you need to do this building? You need granite, right? You need cement, right? You need water. You need sharp sand. So we have already secured, for me, we have already secured some of this area down to say, let the state government now begin to, through the DFIs, now set up their own Edo State cement factory. That we use to support to reduce the cost of infrastructure. Let's begin to think strategically. How do we reduce? If we have granite as a state, we have limestone for cement as a state, we have sharp sand all over Benin, sharp sand as a state. How do we now bring it? How do we now put it into a conglomerate or into a system or maybe an SPV that will run it to make sure that the cost of infrastructure will reduce? And because we need to assess some of this raw material, develop them locally to support our system. But when I was in Ebonyi State, the former governor of Ebonyi State happened to be very close to me. I'm very close to him. So I happened to see some of the template, how he localized the infrastructure development in Ebonyi State. Locally. Sourcing those raw material locally. These are some of the roadmap we designed for the Nigerian governors at that time to say we need to develop our resources locally, because it's just what you need to have your granite is your. For example, if I'm giving you a contract of 2 billion, out of that 2 billion, let me check to check what we have done. If I check your report and say, okay, how much cost do you need for granite? How much do you put for that? How much do you put for cement? Edo State government have this raw material to put in. Let's look at how we can develop those raw materials. Let's look at how to do more of exploration to see other resources that we have. Let's look at how we can take over some resources and generate money from them. What I'm interested in, what I want to see, what I want the people around him to do is to support him to generate more revenue.
Okay.
Not by taxation, but by natural resources development and by attraction of international funds and grants to support him. Do you understand? Because he can't keep on saying you want to borrow again, because we need to borrow. Because the internal revenue is not enough for him to work. Let's see how we can support him. I hate people still campaigning. I hate people still it's always people that have little minds that criticize. Wise people don't criticize. Wise people provide solutions. You provide solutions. If the 8 years of Bashaki is gone, now, governor, Obaseki did do this well. This is what we should do. You, as a person, develop a master plan, submit it to him. In this area that this person failed, do you mean Obaseki just failed in all the areas? No, proposals. Let's begin to add value. Let's begin to bring solutions to the governor. Let's stop talking about opposition. 1 year is gone.
Okay, but Honorable, yes, I'll come back to you. Honorable Derrick said that stop campaigning. Do you believe, or do you too in his part, that the present governor's aides and in fact his aides, do you believe that they are still campaigning and not looking at they trying to encourage the governor?
He was the director before, during the time of Oshomole. He know the impact he made.
Okay,
he know the contribution.
Honorable Derrick, so what are the impacts you made when you were with Senator Adams Oshomole that you think you can replicate in this government to make it
check this out? When the witch child, when Aunt Bat witch child, the witch was crying. The witch forgot the children that he or she have been killing ever since. You are talking that you are saying that we should not do comparative analysis. A people that forget their yesterday in order to build their tomorrow, they are not ready for the future. The white man says that proactive vision is the beginning of strategic wisdom. They know how to go back to history in order to redirect their steps. We are saying that it is wrong that Obaseki destroyed the state library and built provision store to take food away from Mama Osapolo. And you are saying you hate campaign. How is that campaign?
Okay,
we are saying that you destroy General Hospital and build more General Hospital that people are, all over the state are accessing. You are saying you hate campaign. I did not disturb you when you were speaking. You were working under Obaseki. You were an appointee of Obaseki. I did not disturb you when you were speaking.
No, so no.
You allow me to speak.
In what areas do you feel?
They asked you to make your point. You did not make your point. So allow me to make my own point.
No, what
check
areas
this out.
Do you?
Oba also Okpewolo. Okpewolo, as far as I'm concerned, like I told you earlier, I said morality have aesthetics. That's why when somebody kill cockroach, he's evil. But when the person kill, when somebody kill cockroach, he's a hero. But when the same person kill butterfly, he's evil.
Okay, let's sell the
let me speak first now.
You will go on
when they not call you, allow me to speak
so
again.
Allow
me to exhaust my time. It's not for like 10 minutes.
You can call 081.
No need for you to invite me if you don't want me to speak on this program.
42594 081-090-42594. You can make your call, your suggestion, or your opinion on what we are discussing.
The same Obaseki
1 year in
who was stealing our common patrimony to build the Oshomo power plant with the Dose money and transfer the ownership to his proxy. The same Obaseki Radisson Blue Hotel use the Dose money to build it and transfer it to his proxy. You say we should not mention it. Okpewolo has been practical in his approach with governance. We are seeing roads. Do you know that Okpewolo is linking Uniben with Temboga?
That's what I want to hear.
Are you aware? Yes.
That's what I want to hear.
Uniben. Oh God, I'm not here. You are not the moderator now. Can you moderate him, please? He's linking Uniben to Temboga Road and Upper Mission Extension. Are you aware of this?
Okay.
We are talking of practical governance. A government who is giving interest-free loan to petty traders.
Correct.
A government, even though there is room for improvement, we are aware. We cannot give any government 100%.
Correct.
We can never do that. But we are saying that with these 365 days
in office,
we are seeing practical, infrastructure development, not paper. And I was equally saying we must do comparison, whether you like it or not, whether your ego is hot or not. It's not my business.
Okay,
We are saying in 1 year of Obaseki, he was still doing MOU, using billions of our money to write paper, and our people are seeing results.
Let's because this is a phone-in program. You allow people to also make their own contribution. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling
But
from?
you will record that I'm still man. My feet.
Okay, Mr. Hope. Okay, go on, sir.
Please, the other man at your left, he have to take it easy because this is a television and it's a program. He's supposed to respect the ethics of the station. He's not quarreling. If he wants to aim his point, he will aim his point gradually and allow the interviewer to interview other people to aim their point.
It's you that are talking to, Honorable Derrick.
Not me. You are presuming. Listen very carefully.
Is it the last speaker you are talking to?
Yes, the last speaker. You should take it easy. You should respect the ethics of the NTA. It's a program. So that other people should air their point. The other man in the middle have not aired his point, and he is shouting. He's a good person. I'm not here to quarrel with anybody.
You are not listening to this program.
Okay. Thank you.
He's not listening to this program. If he's listening to this program, he will realize that this man spoke for like 10 minutes and I did not interrupt.
Okay, you're speaking.
When it was not my time to speak, he started interrupting me.
No, he's not. He's not.
So these are the issues.
Finish up.
We are saying for a whole year of Okpebholo, there is a lot of infrastructural development.
Okay.
And like I said, it's not as if we are giving Okpebholo 100%. And himself said that Okpebholo is working alone. He's not carrying his people along. And I said, no. Okay. He equally said that he has not seen that there's no mission or vision statement. And I'm saying ignorance is not an excuse. If you are not aware of it, I'm telling you that there are documentations to this effect. We are not. We are past the era of MOU. We are in the era of practicality, and you have to get used to it. If you were used to the area of audio project and so on and so forth, where project will be slided on 3D monitor and so on and so forth, we are now in the era of where you mark this project. And you should get used to it. And we are equally saying that yes, this is 1 year enough. Himself also agreed to the fact that we cannot, there is no good proper indices to evaluate this government. But if you ask me, there is very good indices to evaluate this government. I was using comparison with the previous administration, 100 days, 365 days in office.
Okay,
compare this current administration, 365 days in office. What is so wrong with that? And he was talking about politicians campaigning. Are you aware that Obaseki is campaigning all over Europe and America now? What is he campaigning for? Because he wants the goodwill of our diaspora brothers and sisters who are very influential in our society. You are allowing to exhaust his point.
Thank you.
Now you are not allowing me to exhaust my point.
Please, what are the areas that as an economist you feel you've not exhausted when you were talking? You feel this governor, because what we are talking about, for 2 weeks now we've been talking about the 1 year administration in office of the governor, highlighting some of the areas that he has done really good, and the areas that people, even the callers, the guests in the studio, different guests are bringing really out points on areas they want the governor to beam his light at. So, but today again, we are still looking at different opinions on that. So, on your own part, what other areas do you feel the governor can do well in addition to what he has already done?
I think let me just quickly do a review. All right.
Okay.
What I said is, it's not, the 1 year is not enough to pass judgment on the governor.
Yeah.
That one is 100%. But I also said that we need to find a way to stop talking about. I am not here to talk about.
It's not comparative analysis.
No, it's not.
Why not?
Okay, let's see another.
Maybe that should be another meeting. All right.
Hello, your name and where you're calling from, please. Not less than 1 minute, so that.
My name is Bishop Osadolo.
Where you are is very noisy. Can you tune down the volume of your TV set?
I'm already doing it.
Okay.
I'm from Benin City.
Okay, please go on quickly.
Yeah, so it's too early for us to start passing judgment on the governor of Edo State, distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo.
Okay.
It's just 1 year and few days now. I think we should exercise some patience, and if we have better information as to how it can improve,
God bless you.
To develop Edo State and the human capital, we should encourage it.
Correct.
Okay.
Blame will not solve our problem.
God bless you.
Okay.
That is why too many people are not getting the dividends of democracy. You wake up in the morning, you go out with blame, you come back home with blame, you even drink blame. So we should not go on that line.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, Bishop.
So I think
he talked about
yes, I think what the caller said, that is exactly what I said. I said 1 year is too short to start blaming anybody, right? And as an economist, I'm not the blame type. I only look at how we can provide more solutions. How do we, now that you have a complete house, we pray and we are hoping that you're able to put more effort, this same energy that you use for 1 year, because this 1 year was not complete as for him. The executive council was not complete, so and you're able to do 1 or 2 projects that we can see, and everybody is talking about, both the callers and everybody. So what we want to see for this other year is to now sit down with the team and now do a strategic plan. All right. Now, when you say doing strategic plan and policies, they are not MOUs. They are not. These are roadmaps. Do you understand? That will guide everybody on how they are going to work, how they are going to operate, sharing visions and missions together to say this is what we want to do. Do you understand? That's what we want to see. But I so much believe that you still have enough time. For the next 3 years will be something that you need to sit down very carefully and not listen to people that are praising him only. You should also look at people that are criticizing him, because those critics are going to be coming as corrections, as checkmating him on what and what.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, constructive criticism. Not the people that will come and be shouting about Sekidu or PDP. No. That's not that. But as I said before, this is a state. This is our state now. All right. So we are not standing on the. We should not stand on the position of a party. We need to stand for this next 3 years. Let's be standing as a dose. This is our state. How do we transform this state? How do we make more impact? How do we see more things come up? If you go around the world, if you go across the globe, you see how development is ongoing. Let's need to bring these ideas together. So one thing I also advise some of like my colleague, he's very learned, he's very grounded, but I want to see him in this government making some positive impact, putting this knowledge into a kind of a product document to say, Governor, this is my idea, this is what I want you to do more better, which the other people will not do. Because if you start to do comparison, you not have energy to actually do more of success. But one thing I'm sure is that if we all come together, everybody put it together and stop blame games and start providing solutions, the governor will even do better than we think.
Amen.
But if we keep on accusing, pointing fingers, doing comparison, the madness since the beginning of the government is always about comparison. How long are we going to be doing comparison? How long are we going to be attacking people? How long are we going to be insulting and cursing people? Let's think of how we can provide solutions to the government. So for me, economically, you need to do more, all right, in every sector. In healthcare sector, you need to do a review. In the agri sector, you need to sit down and do a review. In the mining sector, which the person in charge of mining now is actually doing very well, so you need to do a review as well. In the infrastructure, we need to look at into the internal roads of Benin. Let's look at into how we can put a plan around the internal road, because that is also a major problem for the state. You need to look at the problem and begin to provide solutions. Then the area of getting a lot of resources, internal generated revenue, let's look at how we can create more room, more window for money to come into the state so that the state can function very well. Let's stop criticism. We have done so well on criticizing who did well, who not did well. This time, let's think of how we can do well as a state, because the state belongs to us. This is our state. So
this is our state.
So we need to. Thank you.
You're very correct. This is our state, and we'll do everything possible to make it work.
Yeah.
Honorable Derek, as your closing statement. what do you have to say concerning how to move the state forward? Of course, the governor is doing wonderfully well in almost all the sectors. Where do you want him to touch as your closing statement? Less than 1 minute.
The governor needs to do his best to ensuring that sycophants who disguise themselves as experts, consultants, should be far away from him. He must focus on the people, how to elevate the economic standard of the people. We must focus on how to improve the macroeconomic base of the states. He's on track, no doubt, but he needs to do so much more. Number one, to avoid borrowing.
Okay.
Number two, to put our IGRO and federal allocation to very pragmatic use, which he's doing, but there is still room for improvement. Then number three, he must go back. A man that works for a while and does not look back to where he's coming from, he is doing wrong, because he will not know what will get him. He must go back and look at the mistakes that the previous administration have made and correct it. And whether you like it or not, we must continue to do comparative analysis so that the governor will be on his toes to ensuring that he does not make the mistakes of yesteryear, the mistakes of MOU, the mistake of oppressing opposition. It's now your turn now. You are crying that they should not talk. When you people were
no, it's not my turn.
The same PDP member. Obaseki mobilized talk to the masses, and the man died in the process. I know that things were wrong. Now you don't want us to talk. You are saying they should not campaign. You see Obaseki is campaigning all over Europe and America. You are saying they should not campaign. You are even here campaigning for your own personal interest. Say you want to profile solution. You want to
I didn't say no, it's not true. It's not true. I think I said what you. I said you. All right. I said you that sit down with me. All right. You that sit down. You have so much to give to the government. I said I will love to see you in the government adding solution.
You have been there
with Oshomo. That's what I said. So listen very well.
You have started so well.
But you don't give me time.
No, you have a lot of time to talk.
The moral expecting you people implying is that
we are even
you don't give me time to speak. Honorable Naro time to speak.
When we were introducing you, we did not introduce party or
yes.
I don't even know who is who.
You are coming in to talk about.
This is not about party. I'm telling you what is on ground here.
You are too partisan.
We have our role is a watchdog role. That is what we do through our contents, program news. So we don't even play. We are not partisan politicians. So when we were introducing, we did not introduce anybody.
We are all politicians, including Nauru. But the difference between myself and Nauru, they will disguise as a consultant. When we are coming with our plain truth, and these are very smart people. They know how to hypnotize the public so that they will take over their mentality.
Just a minute. Let me explain something to you.
Second, because we are already.
Let me explain something to you. All right. I'm not a politician like you.
That's what Obaseki said.
No, listen now. It's not about Obaseki. I'm not a politician like you. All right. I came from somewhere. I'm in that same place now.
You'll be surprised.
What you need to listen.
I'm also a consultant. I'm a farmer. I'm an industrial cleaner. So politics is a third address to me, not even a second address.
Listen now. Listen. What you need to do.
I have a cast of Gary farm. I have plantain farms. I have banana farms.
I'm coming to take a Gary.
We don't want to do our top.
I expected you now.
Thank you. We thank you.
I expected you to talk more of this your family. How you can use it to support the government than even talking about somebody else.
I guess.
Now you are a farmer. Talk about the family. How you can do more.
Of course, we have a